I found a Facebook page that was showing items that were called slow stitching. So I went online and found this page, Arts and Crafts for You fabric storage container, and it was a free pattern. So I downloaded the pattern, and I like to put a bit of tape on mine so as I don't cut them, don't get them wet, and so on. Then I got a piece of like foam, very thin foam, and it's used for I can't remember the name of it, but it's used for bag making. I've got quite a lot because I like to make the Annie bags, as well. So what I did, and I've written the measurements down here to remind me, I cut a piece 24 inches by 6 inches, and I put a green piece of fabric on it, and I wanted sort of like the fairy house theme, and then I just started applying lots of different textures on it, and I haven't finished, nowhere near finished, but I just thought, you know, I'd like to do a video before I get it finished of what I've done, because as I keep layering textiles on top of it, it's changing. And last night I did these long stitches here, and that's made that corner really pop out, I feel. So there's lots of vintage buttons here. You'll see vintage buttons all the way through. There's fabrics that have already got trees and leaves on them, so I've just made them 3D with lots of stitching. And I'm learning about stitches as well, because I've forgotten how to do a lot of stitches. Totally forget all their names. This piece of fabric that runs all the way along here was what my mum made when she came to one of my sewing classes. And I got some till paper, paper that came out of a till. And I asked her to sew all these pieces on, so I've got like strips and strips of this that I'm going to make lots of things with. This is a Suffolk puff, which I just got reminded of somebody on YouTube, Annie, another Anne, but I can't remember, Anne Brooks. She reminded me, because I've been today and yesterday been watching some of her videos. Again, there's some more modern buttons here and vintage buttons. There's a bit of tie-dye fabric there that my granddaughter made me a couple of years ago and had some pieces left. Another Suffolk puff. I think this is a Laura Ashley fabric. This was a duvet cover that we made scrubs from, and also I made aprons. This was, I think, a piece of IKEA fabric, all polyester and cotton mix. And this is what I've been doing, so there's more buttons there. And then the inside doesn't look so nice, but I do plan to line it, and I plan to do all these edges. But you can see there the size that it's going to be. And then I've made all of these sort of semi-diamond shapes, and each one, I'll get a different colour, is lined in some of the fabric that's already on the basket. And then I've embroidered over the top. And there's some more. I think there's 12. It says 12 and lining. So you have to cut 12 and lining. Here's a really embroidered one. And the needle's still in that one to carry on embroidering that. So these are nice little mindfulness activities that I just really enjoy doing. It takes my mind off everything. It takes my mind off work. I'm a lecturer at my local university, and so quite a challenging job at times, but I look forward to coming home every day and doing some kind of craft. So what I have to do with this then is do a base, do the top, So the top will sit like this. Obviously they've all got to be sewn together, and it'll sit like this. And I'll be able to lift that off to be able to get inside the storage basket. And again, if you want to get the pattern, it's Arts and Crafts for You, and this is the fabric storage container. If I can find the link and I can work out how to add it to the bottom, I'll do so. So again, this is all made out of scraps of fabric. I just keep all my scraps in a bag, so it will evolve over time. There is a bit of denim on there somewhere. I'm sure I put a bit of denim on. If not, there will be a little bit of denim going on. No, there's no denim on there yet, but there will be. I've got a little piece of denim in there. So yeah, keep all the scraps. And something that I've learned recently, I wonder if they're in this bag, is about making these little balls of fabric out of scrap. Oh, here's the roll that my mum made for me on the sewing machine, and then I showed her how to use the overlocker. So that goes on forever and ever and ever, so I might keep a bit of that for the next storage basket. I'm just looking to see if I can find them little balls. If I can't, I'll have them for next time. But they're just little fabric balls that you just sew and sew and sew and sew over. This is my bag of threads. I wonder if it's in there. But I got this from the work, some nice cotton lace that I'll use. All the silk threads. I've kept a little bag of buttons there just to keep, because I like to sit and watch the telly when I'm doing my sewing. This is one of those little balls. So that's just all the odd threads in there, and then I would sew that onto the outside or onto the roof. So you just roll all your fabric up and then sew it over and over and over again until you have got a ball or something that you can. I wonder if that's how they used to make buttons. Yeah, so I hope you found that interesting, and I'd love to see anybody else's creation. So I've got a little bit of netting here that I'm going to try and use as well. They're stuck together. So I've got a little bit of blue netting that I'll try and use on this project, and then this harsh cream with the gold going through. Might make a nice little fence or something. And then I can put beads and charms. I found some beads to add to it. So I think this was supposed to look like a mermaid, so some beads on there. There's another baby Suffolk puff that didn't go very well, but it's still, you know, it actually looks nice when it's a bit frayed. There's a piece of wool across here, piece of denim here, and then I've used the sparkly thread here, a bit of lace there, some odd buttons that I'll never use, and then the flower, you've seen these before, and flowers that are like more 3D. So yeah, it's really interesting. I'm sort of feeling that it needs to have some more of this type of sewing, because it actually makes it feel nice as well. So I will keep going to see how I feel about it, and then I'll put a picture up of it completed. So happy sewing, everybody.